Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is vlog time once again, and I'm going to give you guys a pass if you don't want to watch this video. Don't feel bad about it. You can go ahead and skip over it. It is about a endometrial biopsy, so if you don't want to watch a video about me talking about my lady bits, you gotta pass. I'll see you in the next video. But if you do want to see this, stick around. So, this past Thursday, I ended up having to go in for a biopsy, and it's called an endometrial biopsy, which is basically a biopsy of the lining of the uterus. And I kind of toyed around with whether or not I wanted to make a video on this or not, but I decided I might as well go ahead and do so because my doctor didn't really talk to me much about it, and there's a lot of things you don't really expect. And I gotta be honest, some of it is just, I guess, probably me being dense, but a lot of it also probably should have been talked about, I'm assuming. I had to Google a lot of stuff when I got home, which I shouldn't have had to have done. My doctor should have talked to me about it. I shouldn't have had to go to Google for answers. So I figure, if you are Googling this, I hope this video popped up, and I hope it's going to help you out a little bit with it. But this is pretty much my experience. So I ended up going in, and she had told me to take ibuprofen before I went in for it because it's apparently it's crampy. They said it's crampy. So I, of course, forgot. So I went in without any of my ibuprofen or anything like that. And she went ahead and did the biopsy, and I won't go into a whole lot of detail about that, other than the fact that I can tell you it hurts like hell. They first told me that it was going to feel kind of like period cramps. And they said, yeah, it's going to be, it's going to be a little crampy and, things like that. It's going to kind of feel like, like you're having menstrual cramps. No. I don't know who has menstrual cramps like that. I get pretty severe menstrual cramps. No. After it was over, the nurse said to me that she had people tell her that that's what labor feels like. Now, I've never had children, but I can guarantee you that labor pains probably hurt a hell of a lot more, but it's somewhere in between the two. All right, you've got two extremes. You've got the, yeah, it's not so bad, and then you've got the, oh my god, it's so horrendous. It's somewhere in between. It's not as bad as labor pains, but it isn't as easy as menstrual cramps either. So they went ahead and they did the test, and it only took, I guess, with the setup and everything, I guess it took probably about a half an hour, but the biopsy itself only took maybe 5 minutes. They had to take 2 samples, and it was pretty awful. If you are getting it done, the one recommendation I am going to have is have somebody else drive. Don't try to drive yourself there and home. Obviously, driving there is going to be fine, but driving yourself home is not going to be the most comfortable thing in the world. I did think ahead, and I had a family friend actually take me for the biopsy, which originally I hadn't really wanted to do. My mother pushed me to do that, but I didn't really want to do that at first. I figured, oh, I'll be fine. I'll drive myself home. Not a problem. No, I'm glad I brought somebody. I live about a half hour away from the doctor's office, and it was the most uncomfortable half hour of my life. Just sitting in the car was just very, very uncomfortable, and at that point, they had given me ibuprofen afterwards, so I was still waiting for it to kick in at that point, so I was still in pretty bad pain, and I was very uncomfortable. The worst part of it is just being uncomfortable, and I don't know what you can do about that. It's one of those things where you just kind of got to suck it up and deal with it. There's nothing you can take for it, so got home. And my family friend, she offered to stay with me, and I told her no, I'd be okay. So I came in the house, and that's when I realized I was bleeding quite heavily. So it's not abnormal. I did look it up. I called the doctor's office. They told me it was normal. So I just kind of put on a sanitary pad and went about my day. Now, according to Google, you can expect to spot for up to a week after the biopsy. I have, thankfully, it's Sunday now. I had it done on Thursday. I actually did stop spotting yesterday afternoon, was the last I was spotting. So I did bleed for a couple of days. But the first day was pretty bad because it was more than spotting. It was you bleeding. like gross. And I don't know why I didn't expect that. Because, you know, when you're thinking about it later on, it makes sense because they just cut a piece out of the inside of me. Of course it's going to bleed, but I don't know why it didn't dawn on me that I was going to bleed. I also expected, you know, my own mind, I figure, oh, I'll just get this done, I'll be fine. And I assumed I was going to go to the gym the next day. I didn't think I was going to go to the gym that night, but I figured I'll go to the gym the next day. It won't be a problem. No. They actually tell you not to do any kind of exercise or strenuous activity or anything like that for 24 hours after the biopsy. Something else I found out on Google. So I ended up not doing that, and I said to myself, okay, well, I'll sit out Friday and I'll go Saturday. No, I didn't go Saturday. By Saturday, I was pretty stir crazy. So I was still sore. I was still a little crampy, and I was not. I don't know how to explain it. It just, something felt wrong. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense, but it just felt wrong. So I didn't go to the gym again, but I decided to go out, and I went and I had lunch out, and I decided I would get lunch and I would bring home something for dinner later on at night. So I did that. By the time I got home from lunch, I was only out maybe half an hour, and I felt awful by the time I came home. I just felt absolutely awful. So I ended up staying in the house the rest of the day. Now, I've been in the house for quite a while. Mostly just because I'm just so uncomfortable. But, we're on Sunday now, and I'm still quite uncomfortable. There isn't a whole heck of a lot I can do. I'm at a point now where I'm kind of scared to do much, because it's like, if you screw something up, you could end up hemorrhaging, and everything's making me nervous. So I'm like afraid to do anything really, you know, active, like anything real strenuous. But I've been like going out for walks and, you know, sitting out on the front porch and everything, because I'm just so sick of sitting in my house. I'm so tired of it. And my dog is driving me crazy, and it's just, my dog is trying to help, but she's not helping. She thinks if she stands on my abdomen, she's helping. And I gotta tell you something, that hurts. She's a 13-pound Bichon, but it hurts when she stands on my abdomen, and I can't get her to stop doing it. I keep picking her up and pulling her off of me, and then she gets right back on. So I have to sit somewhere where she can't get to me. So I've been on the second floor of my house for quite a while because I'm trying to stay away from my dog. And I feel bad because I gotta go downstairs and feed her and take her out and stuff like that, and then I spend some time with her, but then she starts getting on my abdomen again, and I have to get away from her. But I don't know, it's very uncomfortable, and I gotta be honest, I'm getting frustrated because I had it in my head that I was gonna be fine by Friday, and I figured I was gonna be, you know, living life normally again by Friday. I'd be going back to the gym, I'd be going out and doing, you know, all this different stuff, and I'm still at a point where I can't sit on hard surfaces. I can't stay in one position for more than a half an hour, and it's so frustrating. It's just really, really frustrating. And it's one of those things where I had to get this done. I mean, it wasn't something I could just blow off, because my doctor is actually testing me for uterine cancer, which unfortunately runs in my family. So I couldn't just blow off the biopsy. I just couldn't. So I'm just trying to get through this, and each day's better than the last. So I just want this to be over. I just want to go and do stuff. I think if I went out today, I think I'd be alright. I'm actually waiting. My mom went on a trip, so I'm waiting for her to come back so I can help her get her luggage and all out of her car. But I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going somewhere. I don't care where. I'm just going somewhere because I can't stand being in my house anymore. And it's, I don't know. But that's been my weekend. As I said, my mom went on. She had a reunion to go to, so she went up to Pennsylvania, and I've been here by myself with the dog, and I am going absolutely stir crazy. I've got nobody to talk to. I am so uncomfortable that everything I get up and I start trying to do something. Like I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna clean this and I'm gonna get this done, and then like 10 minutes in, I'm like, oh my god, I am so uncomfortable. And it's not pain. It's not pain. I'm not in any kind of pain. I'm just so uncomfortable. Like, it feels like... The only thing I can liken it to is it feels like I have like a really humongous tampon in, but I don't need a tampon in. You know how the guys don't understand this, but if you're a woman and you've ever had a tampon in when you didn't really need the tampon in, like, you know, you're at the end of your period or something, that kind of uncomfortable, you know, feeling where you just need to tear it out right now, that's kind of how it feels like. It feels like there's something in there and it needs to come out, but it won't come out, and there isn't anything in there. I'm swollen. That's the problem, is everything is swollen internally. But today it seems to be a little less swollen, so I'm hoping. Tomorrow, I'm going somewhere. I don't care where. I'm going somewhere tomorrow because I'm going to go insane if I don't. So, yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions about it, go ahead and ask, because I know I probably didn't cover everything in this. I really don't know what to talk about as far as this. I wanted to address it, but I don't really know what to say about it. So if you actually have any questions about, you know, what's involved or anything like that, obviously, ask your doctor first, but secondly, you can go ahead and ask me, and I'll tell you to the best of my ability. I mean, obviously not a doctor, but I can tell you to the best of my ability. Thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I do try to make at least one video every week, and they're not usually as grotesque as this one, and I'll see you next time.